Hello, my name is Miense, and today I want to tell you guys about how switching up on my day one saved my life. Deadass, no joke, no joke. So, bro, it all started way back, once upon a time, in 2020, 2019, right? Was it 2020 or 2019? Okay, let's just say 2020. I started uni, you know what I mean? And then I went to ASE, which is the Academy of Sound Engineering. It's based in Jozi, right, or Johannesburg. And as I was there, I'm there for sound engineering. I'm there to learn. I'm there to enter the game. I'm ready. I'm ready. Young buck, new cat in the scene. I'm riding off the high of some notoriety that I got in Pretoria, which is where I grew up, right? And so yeah, I was just like high energy, bro. It's the vibes. It's the vibes. And then school, bro. Yeah, school was real, bro. And then I moved to Jozi to stay there because of distance and stuff like that. And so that was me from 2020 until 2024. I think I moved back home 2024, back to PTA, right? Within that time frame, dog, I would come back home. I would hang with the boys, bro. Like my day ones, like hell yeah, bro. Let's chill, let's vibe out. And year after year, I kept getting this feeling of like, bro, like where's the motion? Where's the change? Where's the difference? And not necessarily in a comparative way, but I viewed them very highly. At least the ones that I was making music with. So I was like, and I was kind of integral to that in some ways, just because I'm putting my life behind it. I got the equipment. I sacrificed a lot of things so that I could be self-sufficient. Because one thing about this music industry, bro, is that people will like take advantage of you. Number one, everybody knows that. But number two, if you're not self-sufficient, then you have to rely on other people. And I didn't want to. If I get an idea at 3 a.m., I want to lace it down. I want to mix it, master it, do all the fires. You know what I mean? Just a quick tangent. But so I kept getting this feeling of like, dude, like there's no difference. You know what I mean? And one of my good friends now, we were speaking about it kind of separately, and he's like, yeah, but you can be the one that comes back and is the difference. Like you can be the outlier. And I disagree with him. Like I've told this to him before. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And like, dude, I don't want to be the outlier in my group. And it started feeling that way, bro. It started feeling like there's just no growth, unfortunately, to my standards, right? And that's just my projection onto how I view them, where I think they could be, should be, whatever. So yeah, and then now like 2025, last year, was where that feeling was at the peak, bro. Like end of 2024 into 2025, like when I came back Kopitori like full time, and like we still like doing our thing, recording and all that, but I just couldn't shake this feeling. And it wasn't the whole friend group, right? There were like 7 of us. Like one person, I was like, it's not like, that's my dog. Like when you love someone and that's your bro, like that's your brother, like from another mother, so yeah, I just kept having this feeling. And then there was some like certain dramas that kept happening with regards to like me and other people that were in the group, because I didn't aside from the 7, right? Because I didn't like how they were like moving in life. Like I didn't like how, bro, if you want to be seen as a good person, sure, but don't try and fool me into like going along with this character that you've created with everybody else around you. Because on this plane of existence, there's a law of polarity, which is light, dark, good, bad, whatever. So if someone wants to be seen as a good person, like if someone's like, nah, I'm a good person, like literally like that, run, because the same length that they can be a good person is the exact same length that they can be a bad person. And if they are so fixated on being perceived as a good person, that means they're trying to hide that side of themselves, basically trying to like hide their shadow, right? Which I don't I believe in like integrating your shadow. So if I do something that's fucked up, then I want to take accountability, I want to do better, I want to learn, I want to evolve, I want to grow. And that's not really like the default setting for a lot of people, you know. So yeah, like, then okay, the juicy part, because I know that was a lot of vague stuff, but it's just a quick backstory. If you guys want me to go into like detail about certain things and certain things that I learned about people, such as that thing of like, if someone says they're a good person, run away. I'm not just pulling that out of my bundus, bruh. It's like I saw it with my own eyes, you know. And then now 2025, early 2025, as the boys, you know, we go into K-Tronada, bro. We go into K-Tronada. It's lit. I'm single at this time. I've been single by last year like for 2 years. Yeah. And then I can go into another story time about that, bro, cuz but anyway, so yeah, I pull up with the boys, and I'm very like this when it comes to women. That was like my mindset, because I'm just like, dude, like I'm fulfilled within myself, or at least becoming more and more fulfilled within myself. So to look for a second half, you know, would kind of be a disservice to who I am and who I'm becoming, because it's like I still hadn't really healed from my last relationship. So now knowing that, and then being like, okay, cool, let's go out as the boys. Of course, it's fire. Then one of the boys, let's call him Jabulani. Jabulani brings this girl that he's been talking to. Jabulani has a history of like choosing girls that are just not good for him, right? Which is okay. Live your life, my dog. And then he brings this girl, and he has a car. So he's driving. We pick her up. She's in the passenger. I'm in the back seat. I think my best friend, let's call him. Damn, what do I call him? Let's call him Adam, right? Adam, I think, was on my left, and someone else was on my right. I forget who, right? And then, so now this girl gets in the car. Or maybe there was just two of us in the back. But this girl gets in the car, and she sits in front, and she starts yapping. She starts yapping, bro. The first thought I had of her was, damn, like, her voice is annoying, like shit, bro, like. But anyway, it's not my girl, it's not my problem, whatever. But she's pretty though. Yeah. And then cool, now we're on the way to Keitra. It's vibes. I think Adam was at his place, right? I believe. But we get to Adam's place. He stayed in like Midran at the time. And cool, so we basically prepping there, we're getting ready there, we're changing there, or the girls are like prepping there and getting ready there. And then now how I move, the way I move when it comes to girls that my niggas are interested in, right, is that I just mize, bro. Honestly, like if we're in a club setting, or we're in kind of in a setting where I don't have to get to know you, then I'd rather not get to know you, because like I have nothing to say to you, bro. you like my boy, not me. So I don't need to get to know you, you know. So that was kind of the energy that I had. But the girls are very talkative and like wanting to get to know us, whatever. And then so the girl that my boy brought, let's call her Bambi, right? So Jabulani brought Bambi, right? And then Bambi had another friend who, her name I don't think is okay. Let me just name her. Fuck, now I have to remember all these names. Bambi brought Tinkerbell, bruh. Let's just go with that, right? Bambi brings Tinkerbell, so it's Bambi and Tinkerbell in the apartment. And so we're just chilling, they're getting ready, they're getting dressed, bits of fire, you know what I'm saying? And Bambi's very, very friendly, you know what I mean? Like I can tell she's friendly, let me put it like that. So mind you, my mental frame when it comes to meeting someone that's like with my friend is that I don't need to get to know you. But she's like very friendly, and like explained later that she's the type of person to like get to know her guys' friends, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So now we get the MD, and then we go to Keitra. Cool. Now we at Keitra, and we vibing. It's hitting low key. We have it in the cars. Adam is like vibing also. You know what I mean? The other boys are vibing too. Like it's cool, bro. It's fine. You know. And then we get drinks. It's like, and it's dope, bro. It's Keitra Nada. You know what I mean? It's Keitra Nada. So then Adam gets with Tinkerbell, right? They start like dancing together. I'm like, alright, cool. I'm vibing. And then Bambi gets with Jabulani. I'm like, alright, cool, whatever. He's hitting. I'm like, you know. And then at some point, I can't remember like vividly, but at some point, Jabulani had like I could see it was off, bro. Like this is my boy, so I can like feel when something's off. You know what I mean? And then, like we just had a moment in between everything, and he's like, yeah, nah, like I'm just not feeling okay. I think like so something was up with Bambi or something like that, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, it's again none of my business, bro. None of my business. I feel like you, if you niggas see this now, I feel like you don't understand how much I ignored shit before I did what I did. But anyway, foreshadowing. Anyway, and then now I think I spoke to Bambi, right? And I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, aren't you guys together? Like, you guys don't look like you're together. And then she's like, no, I'm not with this guy. And I was like, oh. I was like, what do you what does that mean? Like, he picked you up, he brought you, he seems to really like you, blah blah blah. She's like, nah, dude, I'm not with this guy, dude. Like, we're just talking and stuff, but like it's not that deep. And you know when Ahan says that, bro, you know, if yo, like, to me, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But now she, like, I can feel energies. Like, I'm very, very sensitive to energies, like a bit too much sometimes, but like, so I can feel that, okay, cool, this hun is feeling me, right? But I just believe that every hun is feeling me, bro. It's a lot easier that way to move through life, so that nothing gets like confused, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, cool, she's feeling me. I mean, it's not new. And then we're like leaving, right? And then I'm holding, like, Tinkerbell is like here on my arm. It was like muddy. If you had Keitra, then you know, but it was like outside, it was kind of raining, and it's like muddy. So now I'm holding her like here, and then she's walking here, and I'm like holding her through the mud, right? And then we get out, and then me and her let go. I think she goes back to Adam or something. And then, like, now me and Bambi, like, I'm walking in front and I'm alone, right? And I'm cool with being alone. And then she kind of like catches up to me, and she's like, oh, okay, so like what did you think of the whole thing? I think the E was hitting at this point too. And then so she was someone that is, I don't know her anymore, but she's someone that speaks in like triplets. So she was like, now wouldn't it be crazy if we did something, like, hypothetically, potentially? And then I was like, inconsequentially. And then she was like, that's crazy. Like, nah, that's funny, bro. Inconsequent. Oh. So now we both like, but I'm just like, dude, it's not, you know, if this isn't your girl, because I also spoke to Jabulani. I was like, bro, is this not your girl? You know, I didn't just like out the gate, like, it was like, oh, no, this is not my girl, but like, I like her. And I was like, man, these girls be choosing, you know, like, you can't really, like, you can't lay claim to anything in this world, bro. We don't have anything in this world. This is the physical world. You'll lose, blah blah blah. And if you feel like you have something, then you'll be so vulnerable to like losing stuff, because it's like, oh, your identity is tied to this thing. But I digress, right? So yeah, then that triplet thing happened, right? And then we go back to Adams, right? We go back there, and then now Bambi stays in like Santon. What's her name? Tinkerbell stays in like Centurion-ish. Adam stays in Midran, I stay in Centurion-ish, right? So now we're back at Adam's place in Midran, and we just chilling, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, you know, whatever, I'll stay at Adam's. And there were other Huns too, actually. There were other two, yeah, I think like 2 more or like 3 more or something. So I'm like talking to the other Huns. I'm like, cool, I'll stay because everyone's staying. And then thingy, Jabulani's like, nah. He's like, nah. So I actually need to give a bit of backstory. So now we're in Midran now. And I'll come back. But Jabulani did something, bro. And I don't care if he accepts it. I don't care if he internalizes it, whatever. Because Vela is a good person. People must keep believing that now. Me and him, so I went to News Cafe maybe like 3 weeks before Keitra. And I was with one of my boys, right? This is a very short aside, don't worry. I was with one of my other boys. I don't need to name him, right? But like, we're chilling at News Cafe. We're talking about life, bro. Like, shit's going good for the both of us. You know what I mean? Every time I link him, we've elevated. He's a very busy guy, but like, you know, that's my dog. So now, cool. Now Jabulani, like, so I was with my boy at News Cafe. He had to leave, do some work. I'm like, we're like 7 Long Islands in, bro, each, you know. And then he leaves, and then Jabulani hits me up. He's like, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, pull up, I'm at News Cafe. Like, don't worry, I'll pay for the shit. Like, and he also like would like, you know, when you boys, dog, it doesn't really matter who pays. You know that you got each other's backs. So I was just like up at the time, right? And then cool, so he lands and stuff, and then now we sipping even more. Fucking like I'm at like number 11 now, Long Island number 11. And now Jabulani starts asking me about my other boy that was there before, right? Asking me questions like, oh, how is he? What's he up to? And I'm like, yeah, like, this is what he's up to, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking they still like boys though, right? Like, I don't know, like, because we all in the same group. Next thing, Kanti, Jabulani, the first time he met my other boy, he stole a bottle from him, bro. I'm like, yeah, but. So y'all are like, bro, this was high school shit. So I'm like, bro, it's been like 9 years since that shit, but that's how you met the person, and then this is how we. So even my other boy, like, none of us are like perfect or whatever, right? Like, we all have good and bad, whatever. Right? And then I'm like, dog, so you asking me questions about my friend that you know you're not friends with because he doesn't rate you, right? And now the way I find out is by my boy hitting me up and being like, bro, why are you telling Jabulani shit about me? I'm like, hey man, I didn't know it was that deep. I apologize, take accountability. Cool, we move, we good now. No. And then I was like, oh, okay. So mind you, I have this in the back of my mind, like, since before Keitra, that like, dude, and I don't take kindly to manipulation, bro. Like, at all, you know what I mean? Especially when it kind of comes in between the trust that I've built with my friends, you know, and like the bro, like I don't like anyway, right? I don't even know how to put it into words, but it does something else to me, dog. If someone tries to take advantage of me. So cool. Now back to the Keitra story, right? So in the back of my mind, I'm like, bro, this nigga he manipulated me into giving him information that he knows he wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Meanwhile, he's viewed as this good guy, right? That can fault no one, wouldn't hurt a fly, shit like that. And I'm like, bro, okay. Like, it's fine, dog. It's fine, bro. Nah, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Bro, yeah, so flash forward to Adam's place now. His Hun is there, and there's like 3 other Huns. I'm like, internally, I'm not trying to like do anything with anyone, honestly. Like, it's again, like, I was still like on the path of just like me, myself, and I'm very comfortable being alone. And then I saw a young opportunity, bro. I saw a young one, boy. Because I was like, oh yeah, Kana, you trust this Hun for whatever reason. You trust this Hun, and you did me dirty. And when I tried to speak to you about it, you like, oh, I didn't know, dog. What? I thought we were cool, blah blah blah. And you know, for me, I was just like, because of the internal feeling that I had mentioned like in the beginning of this video, where I'm like, there's kind of no growth, there's kind of no like ambition, honestly, like in terms of actionable plans. I was like, dude, you know what, bro? Let me just cut these guys off. Adam, I didn't want to cut off. I still do hold a lot of love for Adam. I don't think the way that I went about it in terms of like the aftermath was the greatest, but that just is what it is. So yeah, bro, after Keitra, we mize Jabulani, we all in the apartment. He's like, nah, let's go. I'm like, alright, cool, bro. And he's like, nah, I'll drop you home. I was like, dude, you know, whatever. And then we end up going home, because he was like, nah, I'll drop all the girls home, don't like that. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So the night ends. The next week, Bambi organizes like a get together at Topo's. You know what I'm saying? A get together to celebrate Jabulani getting a job. Got a job. Woo! She organizes it for him. Shit like that. And then now there's like, so now we at Topo's. If you've ever been to Topo's, it's kind of like this, or if you've never, there's this like upstairs area, and they have these big jugs where you can like get a mix or whatever, and then it's like half priced for a certain amount of time. So you know, I drink, so I'm about to get lit, yeah, I mean, and I'm chilling. All the boys are there, even some like other people, other friends that I know are there and stuff. And then so Bambi arrives. I think I landed with Adam, and Adam was kind of still busy with Tinkerbell. So now I land with Adam, Tinkerbell and Bambi pull up. Now, cool. So now it's us. It's the four of us, bro. The four, and it's nice, bro. It's a vibe, bro. Like we chatting, we laughing. It's all it's like you know, I'm a conversationalist, so I can really like, you know what I mean? Like I just like great conversations with some cool people, and being pretty doesn't help. I cannot be friends with a ugly hand. Not that, okay, yo, I don't know. But anyway, so we chatting it up. We all were supposed to arrive there before because it's supposed to be a surprise, whatever. And then he arrives, and then the vibe goes like, at least between like me and Bambi, because I'm like, okay, cool. And in my head, bro, in my corp, I'm like, dude, like, yo, bro. And I don't like doing this, bro. This is not who I am, bro. This is not who I am, dude. So, or it wasn't who I was. So now, like, I can feel the vibe go. We have a crazy night. We go, like, we club hop, blah blah blah. And then that same night, I get on a 4-way phone call with Tinkerbell, Bambi, Jabulani, and me, right? And it's basically like an intervention. They're telling me like, oh, I said something that made the girls uncomfortable. And then I think, what did I say? I think either I said I love rich bitches. Yeah, I think so. And then like Jabulani's telling me like, yeah, now the girls are uncomfortable when you say. I was like, dude, no, they weren't. Like, I don't think that's crazy, you know. And while we were out, Bambi, like, she would like allude to things. So, and I can read energies, remember? And I was late, so I was telling her like, bro, just tell him you don't like him, dog. I can see that. And like, I wasn't even in their conversation. I'm with my boys, like, separate, right? But I can see that, and I just like, bro, like, just tell him you don't like it, because whatever you're doing now is just like, bro, you're like wasting his time. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, why would you say that? That's so weird. Nah. I'm like, dude, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Like, bro, what the hell? You know, it's strange to like lead someone on, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion, right? And then, cool. So this intervention happens, and they're like, yeah, like you said that and this and that, and I'm like, okay, you know, like whatever. And then Bambi's like, nah, do you just believe that like every girl wants you and stuff? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, because I wanted Tinkerbell first, my boy got her first, so I switched. Like I was like, alright, quit, because you're with Jabulani, right? So I'm like, quit, bro. It's not that deep, honestly. But now I could tell, bro. Ish. Yo, I could tell, right? I could tell that, like, dude, like, this one is feeling me, bro. And I don't, you know, I don't blame her or whatever. And it's just like, dude, like, Jabulani's fighting so hard for yo. Nah, bruh. That shit's insane. But like, cool. So intervention over. Now Bambi calls me direct. I haven't had a number this whole time. I never called her. I never texted her. Even for like the invite thing to Topo's. I think it was through a friend or whatever. So I never had her number. And then she calls me and she's like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, shawty, you tell me what's going on, or I can tell you what's going on, and that can be what's going on." And then she's like, "Nah." She's like, you know how girls be like, kind of like making things up, but that's cool. You know, it's nature. It's like how they basically like shit test you to see if you're really about it or not, right? And bro, that same call, right after the intervention, bro, we do the deed on the phone, right then and there. First phone call, bro. Ish, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, I'm like basically my revenge, right? Cause I wasn't fixated on it. I think I was just internally feeling that way, and then an opportunity presented itself in order to like, yeah. Because dude, if you try to manipulate me, that's cool. If I don't notice, then you're good at your job. But if I notice, bro, and and you've been playing with me, it's like, dude, I'm like Batman, bro. I will find you, and I will kill you. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, you know. But hey, that's not like a warning. It's just what happened. So cool. Now me and this shorty are like on some shit now. I love bombed her ASAP on the phone, ASAP. Right after that, ASAP. And then yeah, it worked. And then I kind of was like playing this charade for like a bit of time, because I was like still attached to my friend group. I'm like, damn, like, we known each other since high school. I really fuck with Adam. The rest can like go, no offense, right? But like, I really fuck with Adam because he has like a brain, and like he's like switched on in terms of life. Yeah. So I didn't want to like lose him, but then I kind of started internalizing the fact that like I don't have anything, so I can't lose anything. You know, things just are how they are. So yeah, then that developed. They would like, I think like Valentine's Day came through, she spent it with Jabulani, and I was like, you can't do jack with him, you know. Bro, and then yeah, I think that carried on until like March last year. This is like last year, so maybe like March, bro. I took her on a trip with one of my friends, came through from France. He owns like this lodge in Mpumalanga, and then yeah, I take her there, bro. And then yeah, bro, it was just yo. I was moving so slimy, bro. so slimy, and I don't I'm not proud of it now. The reason I'm putting this out there, and the reason I'm like switching on them saved my life, is because I finally got to like kind of let go of that baggage, bro, of like people that you can have, bro. Everybody can think, everybody can talk, but like, what are you doing on a day-to-day? And if you're comfortable where you're at, that makes me uncomfortable, because I'm still uncomfortable with where I'm at, you know what I mean? And that's what that's what kind of forces me to elevate consistently, like very, very consistently, because I'm just not comfortable where I'm at. And because, bro, I'm like turning 25 this year, you know what I'm saying? I want to be 25 sitting on 25 mil, and like, or 26 sitting on 26 mil, you know what I mean? Like, whatever age it happens, I'll have that same amount in M's, like, and that's just confirmed, you know. And Oh, wait, brother. Sure. Oh, wait. So like the mentality of wanting to elevate continuously and then just being around people that don't have that same desire, regardless of what they say. It's an energy thing, dog. I can tell when someone is comfortable. I can tell when someone is like stuck in routine. And for the longest time, I beat myself up for it, dog. I was like, fuck, bro. But these are my boys. You know what I mean? Like we went to high school together, bro. Like I love these guys, bro. Like genuinely, like fuck, bro. I want us all to win. And so I'm really grateful for that. For everything happening, because I actually ended up cuffing Bambi like last year. I actually ended up doing that too, and like we had a relationship. Personally, like I knew that because of that saying, like how something starts is how it'll end. So I kind of knew that like there would be elements of toxicity within this relationship, but because I'm not like fully healed and I'm not really like where I want to be, because I feel like when I want to be in a relationship, then it'll be like healthy. But the person that I am now, I'm not about to self-sacrifice, bro, for someone else, and their plans and their visions, and then adjust my life to suit that. Yeah, so I'm not about to adjust like my things in order to suit her. But like she was really pretty, so good social currency. Wherever I would go, it would turn into kind of like different kinds of conversations, because she's also a yapper. Yeah, but it also showed me like the type of person, like there were characteristics that I want, and then there's characteristics that I don't want. And I feel like that was a really great like learning experience. A girl that's like willing to burn everything down, the same way I was willing to burn everything down. And it's like, yeah, so the way that it saved my life, right, because I've been rambling. The way that it saved my life is that it forced me out of my comfort zone, bro. It forced me, and it was so like liberating. It felt so good to not be kind of tied to who I was when I was like surrounded by them, because that was like the old version of me. And for years I could feel this like drift happening, and then like getting news that like Mang is talking shit about me putting spells in place over my life, to when whoever thinks about me, whoever speaks negatively about me, it would turn into like quantifiable blessings in my own life, which was really cool to do. And I knew exactly who it was, and it's like, it just saved my life, bro, because like awareness of the spirit world and like how energy manipulation takes place, it's like I became an energy bender, bro. You know what I mean? At the sake of the person that I used to be, so that guy, he's gone, and he's gone for good, and there's no like going back. And it's so like I don't think I'm evil, bro. I just think I'm very like growth and goal oriented, like I feel like nah, and if you're around me and you're not that, then I will cut you off, because you'll feel it, and it's not like a one-sided thing. I feel like if anyone feels, and I actually had a friend that was a girl who communicated that she felt that way about me, and I was like upset about it, like, because she was like, oh, I think I've outgrown you, when what really happened was I was trying to set the boundary of like, can we just be friends? Like some stuff happened in the past, whatever, but can we just be friends? Like I don't want to view you in that way. I don't want issues in my relationship because of blah blah blah. But that's another story time, you know what I mean? Then she was like, oh, I've outgrown you. And dude, I'm very okay with anyone communicating that to me. If anyone, has an issue with me, communicate with me. I will take accountability, and we will either move forward together or we move forward apart. Either way, I'm moving forward. That's just that's just how it goes, bro. I won't lie, like, and I think switching on your day ones, like I have a huge like community of niggas my age, like soldiers, bro. And we all going far in this life, whether, come rain or hail or whatever, bro. Like we all going crazy far. So I feel like because that's where I kind of come from, even though not all of us were like financially fortunate, or are financially fortunate, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, we all got this up here, and we all push each other. So that's how that saved my life, because I kind of let go of the identity of being familiar, of things that I'm familiar with. You know what I mean? And now, bro, like my life is insane now, like in my opinion, and it's just gonna keep going. And it's like I want to document it now, because dude, I don't come from this. I don't come from any of this shit, bro. Any of it. Like I really had to like seek things outside myself in order to find things inside myself. Because now it's like, bro, like I can't complain. And you know, life will give you a lot of things to complain about, and like life will try and make you feel like you're missing something, or something's wrong, when like dude, like nothing's wrong, bro. At least for me, like and like gratitude at the end of the day, because I did get to experience them as friends, even though like a lot of them try to move slimy against me. It's like I can handle that. Like I'm cool with that, bro. None of us are perfect. You can try to slime me, man, but if it goes beyond the point that I am like okay with accepting, then I will break your heart, and I will use that energy in order to better my own life, because I had to like learn how to do that. I could also teach how to do that. You can do the same with positive. It's the exact same thing. For me, it's not difficult. It's also like the first step is like intention, and then your power level. You know, like Dragon Ball Z, your power level kind of determines how much power you can have over other people, because we're all one at the end of the day. So it's not that difficult. And yeah. You. So that's how switching up on my day ones saved my life. And it's also, bro, like I just want to preface now, if you're my friend and you have a hun, and I've been around my friends who have huns, bro, my default position is to not get to know her. I don't need to get to know her, aside from like if we work together like creatively, like and you know, she's a creative person who has like her own stuff going on. Aside from that, dude, it's like what do I don't need friends that are girls. I really don't, because I've just seen how that I don't you know what I mean. And actually I do have a friend that's a girl, but she's lesbian, so it's like it's awesome. So it's just like, dude, like, you know, I feel at peace, you know. I feel like yeah, man, like I feel like I made the right choice. And I know how that sounds, but it's like, dude, like what would you do in order to be the best version of yourself? What would you let go of, you know? And those were kind of the things that I had to learn. It wasn't easy. It wasn't just this, nah, I just wanted Jabulani gone, so I got him gone. But because he's perceived as this like good person, he keeps everyone else, and that's completely okay with me. Yeah, bro. If they watch this, if any of y'all watch this, like any of the people I'm speaking about, I hope you guys are doing well in life. I lifted the curse on one of you, so hopefully I actually don't care, but hopefully this year goes better for you. Actually, this is gonna be your best year ever. I'll tell you that for free. And so yeah, bro, that's how it saved my life. Now like things are kind of awesome. It's just gonna get better from here. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys want me to give a bit more like story time videos, or like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, you'll let me know, because I feel like the main thing I want to do on this channel is speak more about like my life experiences and how they helped me to get to this point, because I feel like my mentality can, I'm not perfect, right, but it can be something that can be learned from, especially if you want to either make more money, get more girls, like be more respected, be more feared, be more loved, whatever. Like, it's like I feel like this channel would help with that. And then also like transmutation of energy, like if you want to find out how to like transmute energy, you know, and how to cast spells and stuff like that. Not really it's not a cult, bro. It's straight from the source. It's straight from God, bro. You know, everything is. So it's not, I'm not trying to, you know, and maybe it would be kind of dangerous to teach people how to curse other people, but it's like, let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see. Thank you for watching if you got to this point. I'm gonna keep dropping more videos. I think this is fun, you know. Yeah. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, day, night, you know. Cool. Peace. Yeah.